the same situation, but with a different order of victories. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. BNK back with side selection. Most of the screen full of champions that have been fearlessly banned away. And the Orianna going to be the first ban coming on through as we hit champion select. Oh, I cannot even begin to sense the tempo vibes in this game, but I feel like they should be favoring BNK.
I think there's only one man that is riding the tempo vibes in this, and he's on your screen right now, and I don't understand it.
I also don't think he understands it either. He's just like...
No, he is but a conduit, Dplus.
He is. He is a combination of great button presses in a moment that could otherwise mean defeat.
And it only activates when his team truly...
Oh yeah. No, you open the Nexus, and Shiyu is there, you best believe you're going to need to play your best League of Legends.
At the same time, when we stop joking around for a second, I think BNK in their wins have looked way better here today. I think that Raptor in particular on that Wukong was what turned that game around. It was the combination of him together with Kalin. The Rakan-Wukong combination was absolutely stellar. And even though I think we've seen good moments from Lucid, moments from Barrel I'm going to be a little bit more ambivalent about. I do want to highlight that I still haven't seen them link up the way that Raptor and Kalin have been doing this entire series. And we'll have to see if Game 5 is going to bring any of that out, as we are doing some target-specific banning, because we had the Draven in the last game, the Fresh this time around, and this might also DK be like, Kalin, we know your tricks. We are aware, and we're getting to the point where, hey, do we just pick Jinx? It's the Game 5 Fearless Classic.
Yep. There is a part of me that is just expecting TF Camille.
Like what?
Like I think they're just gonna 1-3-1 and say like we are done with team fights.
Yes, they clearly did such a good job on the side laning last game, right? At least.
I mean, I didn't say it was a good idea. I just think that maybe that's what they're gonna go for.
So what do we pick here? Like,
I mean, Poppy's up, Jace, Ornn is still up.
Ornn is really hard to punish. I think Jace is more punishable than Ornn is. They did ban Jax though. The Yone ban I'm not a fan of. I don't think, like, I can't remember Showmaker ever having a pop-off performance on that one.
Yeah. Oh, the TF is taken away from Showmaker.
That is Fikla blinding.
This is such an incredible read though, because like that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is exactly what DK wants to play. But now, is it going to be a colossal mistake because DK has the answer? Because they know about TF comps better than most other teams.
So pick someone to look towards. We are looking scaling. We are looking at Senna. We are looking at Jinx. We're looking at Smolder.
Not Jhin.
Wait, oh my god, he's still open. Well, this is the only, like, I'd say, like,
are they just going to lock Jhin Bard?
S tier that's still open. Bard into TF is actually great. You're able to match a lot of his plays.
Yeah.
You also have Barrel, who, lore accurate, is probably the best Bard we have.
I would agree.
I don't want to say when it comes to gameplay, but you might also want to try and lock something for Showmaker here. This, I would be not the biggest fan of.
Yeah, I dislike that.
I think you'd much rather keep the opportunity open for Lucid to lock something like his Lee.
The bot is such a good choice here.
Yeah, because a lot of the picks you would want to go towards, think of any of the Kench bot lanes, actually really struggle into Bard, right? You're actually able to really punish the lack of mobility that's there, a lot of the hyper carries that are still available. So do they just have to lock Zeri here and just take a bad lane matchup?
Oh, it's going to be Skarner Jace locked away here. As Silas going to be a consideration here for Showmaker, a classic into the TF, but also it is a flex pick as well. This not so much. This would be just Showmaker taking it into the mid lane that we have seen a smattering of here in the LCK.
Ziggs Jhin Bard is a really strong combo though, I gotta say. But you do have to be very careful about staying alive.
Okay, flittering around, looking at a couple of options here. As the Zed will be locked in for Lucid.
So most likely for Lucid.
True.
Theoretically, hypothetically, we'll see. I do think it is just Lucid. I don't really think we're going to be looking at a Showmaker Zed mid here into the TF. That would be truly shocking. But it does keep it at least somewhat hidden. I feel like the Sylas was a consideration. I think the problem with Sylas, though, is that between the Sylas and the Jhin, you will not kill Skarner if he ever gets ahead. That is the big weakness he does have. So I understand why they didn't want to go for that just yet. Maybe down the line, once they have a better look on what top laner they can go for.
Is it Zeri Jinx? Are those the bans? Do you get rid of Caitlyn, maybe?
I think you ban... Zeri for sure. I don't know about Jinx, because there is... And I
mean, our teams don't really like
I know
Jinx.
I'm the guy that always brings this up, but there is a serious Malphite angle here.
Oh,
into TF, into the Jace, and into what I assume will be a stationary AD carry. We'll have to see, though. Shiu's tank play has not filled me with confidence. As
Wait, no, but then, do you know what you do? You just go full AP Malphite.
No.
And then it's not tank play.
No, don't do that. That's no, Atlas, no.
All right.
Don't speak these things into existence. I want a competitive game 5. As the S tier bot lane has been secured, right? You could get this bot lane in a first game.
Yeah, and you're feeling very good about it.
Feeling wonderful, as there is the Gragas taken away as well. One of the other matchups that we often see. For Shiu, the Gnar, definitely a matchup that I think struggles early, but eventually does become a huge nuisance for the Jace.
Oh god, it is a Kassadin game, isn't it? I think that... instead, we are going to hover some options here for Showmaker. I thought if they were going to wait for R5...
Oh my god. Is that how we do it?
Mel? Mel?
No.
Surely not.
No. Let's see what it is.
Oh my god! He's locked it in! Okay, Diablo wastes no time, immediately locks away the Ezreal, and there's the Leona alongside it. Is this... Have we ever seen a Mel mid in the LCK?
I'm not sure. I can see it in the TF, though. You can't gold card her, ever.
And it's the Rock!
Oh my god, please. Please. I want to be vindicated so badly.
Yep.
I do think into the Ezreal specifically, obviously locking him down is hard, but he doesn't kill you.
No.
There's just no way, and the only AD damage is TF. This is a completely different look!
Okay. Oh, the Camille? We are actually experimenting with maybe some 4-1, and the Camille is going to be locked in. DK's draft, I don't know whether it's a masterpiece or a catastrophe, but the most expensive artwork you can buy often looks like that, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm leaning towards not so great. I'm looking at the BNK comp. I think the biggest weakness for them is that Mercs will get crazy value against them. And I hazard to guess what the mid lane matchup is going to look like, because that to me is the break point. If the mid lane matchup goes the way of Thikla, if Raptor is able to impact the early laning phase and TF can get impact on sides, I think that your lane prio and bot lane completely falls off, and I think that your win condition inside that Camille is never going to come online, which is one of the big problems. I think the BNK comp is very straightforward, it's very easy to read, but for me it hinges on the mid lane matchup. Can Raptor be tracked? Because if he has an early impact, puts that Mel behind. That said though, trying to gank a Mel, it's not a good time. It's not easy, it's not fun.
Wait, do you know if you can rebut the Impale? I don't think you can, right? Surely you can't.
Well, I'm sure we're about to find out.
It also doesn't sound like a great idea, but could be very funny if we do see that one happen. My god, this is a draft of all time though. Look at that. I have no idea if it's going to work or whether it's a disaster. Let's get onto the Rift for this beautiful Game 5.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 5. And we have some extreme experimentation on the side of Dplus Kia.
That's what we wanted.
I mean, they stayed in the kitchen for just that little bit too long, I think. Or maybe for just the right amount of time. As we'll just have to see how it goes. You can imagine the early game is something that they will want to play towards. There's also a pretty decent 4-1 win condition. There always is when you do have a Camille. But of course, Camille does have team fighting prowess as well.
So there's a couple of breakpoints for me here. How does the bot lane matchup go? We do have Diablo going for the teleport, which does mean that the laning impact doesn't matter quite as much, as this is going to make a lot harder to track Lucid, which is important. Because I think that both in the top lane and in the mid lane matchup, early ganks are going to be pivotal. We do know he's not starting on Raptors, but that doesn't really tell us too much, as Shiu does not find the first sweep. And I do think that Jace always is going to be feeling really good in this matchup very early on. It's not until you get a little bit of Fret and a level 6 as Camille that you're going to be feeling better. And I think the decision to put Shiu on a carry as opposed to a tank does make sense to me, given how he's been a lot more comfortable. He's looking for the shield poke, doesn't find it though. Yep. If that would have hit, that would have been a big disaster. It still is, but it would have been worse.
Yeah, and so now is just going to have to try and leave. Does get the shield here, as we can see, but booped away, possibly back to the fountain.
No, so cooldowns are down now, so he should be able to get level 2 and heals up a little bit.
It's not feeling fantastic, but not end of the world just yet.
Yeah, it's mainly just the amount of minions that he obviously will miss. What it does set up for, though, is an early gank from the Zed, who normally obviously doesn't have great gank and pressure, but Clear did go for the Grasp as opposed to the Phase Rush, which would give him a little bit more safety in the lane. And as long as Shiu can catch this wave, there isn't that much harm being done.
Yeah, they do get some pings out as there is a ward being put down. DK with full information of that, so Shiu can play, sorry, Lucid can play around it if you would like to, but missing a whole bunch of these minions is Shiu, not having a great time.
Either. As we do see, that's a full clear at like...
Oh, there's the gold card rebuttal. And that is exactly why you picked the Mel in this matchup.
Fikla, I'm going to be very real with you. You should never ever gold card Mel, please.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's not. If he has the cooldown and you don't have a window where immediately as soon as you do that, Raptor shows up, don't do that. As Lucid has a base in already and has been prio!
Oh god, there it is! First blood solo kill here for Showmaker on the Mel for the first time here for him in the LCK as Beryl is just going to drag Kellen under the turret, who takes a whole bunch of damage. We've got another battle in the river here, all right, as our junglers are swimming together.
I gotta calm down a little bit, Dplus. I'm getting carried away.
Well, I mean, this is game 5.
Game 5 adrenaline.
As, all right, Raptor is just going to run in, hook shot. We'll see whether that's going to be enough. No flash required here for Shiu, who still, thankfully for him, has the teleport available.
Yeah, and again, I think the early laning phase is supposed to be a bit rough, but this is due to Shiu not playing the early levels very well, turning into a big issue. We'll be able to catch this wave, also able to pick up a refillable, which I think is a good buy. But much more important is that Showmaker has already started putting TF behind. TF is one of those champions where if you're ahead, you're kind of even, right? And if you're behind, things are not good. As we take another look here, I think he actually gets it with the... Oh my god.
Jeepers. That is a lot of damage.
I think it was the final order that did it. Actually got him the kill.
Yep, got it in the air.
Off to a great start. It's also Leona is one of the other champions that I think really does not like playing in the Mel.
Yeah.
Although it is one, I'm pretty sure.
No. If you hit the Zenith, yeah,
the Zenith Blade, the Mel will.
Yeah, we'll actually just drag ourselves into your team.
That was in the video, right?
Yeah, it's not great.
I remember Freak talking about that, being like, oh, be careful.
The Nautilus was another one of those examples, if I remember the champion spotlight correctly.
They're trying to set up a pick up to Shiu here, but the laning or the wave state isn't that bad. Should be able to make his way back. Kellen will be spotted.
Yeah, you can see Vikla getting overwhelmed as, that's a Rukl, by the way.
Sorry?
A Rukl. A solar snare. That's a Rukl.
Oh, Kellen actually takes a good amount of damage. They were looking for the dive here, but you can see DK actually covering for their top laner here with Beryl also showing up.
I mean, it is a root. Would you call it a Snackle though, or a Rukl? Which one do you like more? Okay,
Snackle, I think.
Okay.
Because it sounds kind of Dutch. As a Shield could look for a hook shot here.
Yeah, might be a little bit of an angle. The Empowered Shock Blast, not going to quite find the mark. Here's the hook shot in. They do get the stun, but...
Ready for it.
Destiny comes through. Vikla to save his top laner here. Very defensive use of the Destiny Gate combo this time.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that obviously DK invested a decent amount of time, but because of the clear speed of Zed, he doesn't actually give up anything for this. Barrow is barred, so he doesn't care.
It is a cannon wave. so Vikla may not miss the whole thing, but it's a long walk.
It's still a big win, I think, for the only downside, obviously, for DK is that she was getting further and further behind. But we'll have to see whether or not it's going to be an issue. I do think that the BNK comp is mostly going to be... does catch it there. Well, she was 6. I don't know if they can really go for anything here. They keep trying to put him further behind.
The more resources they invest into trying to stop him, though, it may not necessarily be the best
Feral
thing,
does have TP.
Let's see how this goes as Shiu, how is he going to be able to utilize this ulti? He does keep himself alive for a little bit longer, but Kellen tanking up the turret. Not going to be able to do it for much longer as the flash to get out of the way as Raptor is going to survive. Managed to tank that last turret shot just in the nick of time. Really beautifully done here for BNK.
Colossal.
That is going to put them even further ahead.
Yeah, that top lane matchup. The kill went over to Clear as well. So mismanagement of the early laning phase by Shiu. His team tried to cover for him, but now that matchup is in shambles. They do get a dragon on the flip side, but it isn't really going to change the gold situation.
Oh, if it's a Mountain Soul, we get Earth, Wind, and Fire 2 times in a row. That is so cool. Big fan of that.
Oh, Clear also going for the call as well. Setting up for so much gold. As double the CS, by the way.
And I'm getting a little bit anxious with the fact that we're heading into a mid-game where the game hasn't been fully decided just yet, so we'll have to talk about how this DK composition works, which is, it's a worry.
Yeah, I think that she was looking to get the E and then into the ult, try to use the ult to dodge the Raptor E, but instead got stunned, so was just sitting on the hookshot for a little bit too long, took too much damage. I don't think you should live there, to be fair, in that situation. The objectives have been going the way of DK, let's say objectives, it's just a dragon. What I want to see, though, is how DK plays this in the early fights, because that's where I think that the BNK comp, it plays itself. Again, it's very straightforward. You have a fat Jace, you have a really good CC, and I think the DK conclusion is we are going to let Shiu spend some time with a turret, which is probably a good call.
Don't mind that whatsoever. Manages to get some plate gold. That's going to try and alleviate things. He's already closed that gap by about 200, which is not the end of the world. But 3 grubs going over to BNK is not something you want to... It's a TF Jace composition, right?
It's really interesting. So on one end, the Camille has been put in the dirt. On the other end,
TF doesn't do very much.
TF does not do a lot in general when he's behind. He is 600 gold behind his lane opponent, Dplus.
Yeah.
So it will become, I think, a question of who can leverage the person that's ahead more, so that's Showmaker on the Mel, or can they utilize the power of Clear on this Jace, who I think Clear has actually had a crazy series, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Looking at the Aatrox game, the Rumble game, which was
unbelievable.
Kind of insane. One of his comfort picks going back to the 2022 TRX days is Shiu does have his ult. Need to be careful. They want to try and sell this as...
Oh, Lucid just didn't react at all as hookshot comes down. There's the flash to come out from Vikla as Lucid was still looking for it. Decides he doesn't want to over-invest. Vikla did have to flash.
Oh, that's
now
Lucid
aiming.
showing, though.
Yeah, could be in a lot of trouble here. There's the cleanse. And just spend some time golden. That will set him up for a shock blast, which is pretty nice.
From Clear there, aiming also.
Oh, Rock gonna get
TP
blocked.
coming in too. This dive could be huge, Dplus.
Yep, that is Vikla making his way over. And Showmaker has his teleport up, but I just don't know whether he's going to be able to save this. Zenith Blade goes wide. Deadly Flourish does nothing. And both of them hit the deck. That is going to be feats of warfare going over. And they'll also get feats of strength with this first turret going down.
And Showmaker, I think, couldn't go for the TP because Diablo was covering for him. That is going to be BNK running away with this early game. Putting aiming and barrel behind. And we talked about what if you are... ATF, that's fine. Guess what? Jhin from behind, not a fun experience either.
I mean, Jhin, Zed, Camille, even Bud, I feel like just kind of blows up. So,
and I gotta, to me, if Barrel holds onto his ultimate, I think this dive is way harder because you can segment people off, try and keep your members alive for a lot longer. But this is a 4-man dive, and you knew it was coming as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know.
BNK coaching staff pretty happy about this one. We're not counting chickens just yet, but I think you should probably get the Abacus out, as never mind Diablo. Deathmark comes on through, but he's not dying to that one. Lucid will be able to get the flash from the Ezreal. That is going to be a big deal, as now Beryl just wanders away, does have the Ghost now up and available. Lucid discovering a Skarner here, as he will be able to shadow his way out.
Aiming has his ultimate available, Beryl.
Okay, curtains have been called as Diablo takes one shot but then gets out of range. Kellen going to use the Eclipse to tank up the rest of them, and that last shot not going to land.
I kind of thought that Drake was available, which would have been an opportunity for DK to get at least to the 2 Drake point. Not going to be the case though, as Shiu doesn't really get to join any of the fights. He just has to try as hard as he can.
He needs to be relevant at some point in this game.
He is Camille. So the problem isn't will he eventually be relevant, is will the game get?
Yeah, is it going to be playable still?
Yes.
When he does become relevant.
And I'm leaning no. Showmaker, who was the 1 lead, also has now substantially fallen behind. And my biggest issue is that if it was the other way around, I'm like, okay, but the comp is really solid, right? BNK you have so much CC. She might be in trouble here.
Yeah. Yep, Destiny does come on through. The ulti, but he holds onto the gold card. Really well played here by Vikler, as Shiu trying his very best to get himself out. And Raptor just finds it. Now you've got DK finding Kellen in the jungle, but he's a Leona, so he is going to be absolutely fine.
Can't even go for it. And for me, the biggest difference is, again, it's the team play. I feel like BNK, and with a TF, that's kind of to be expected, but it feels like they always have more members at every single play.
I mean, they do, because there's always someone in a side lane for DK.
Yeah.
As aiming is at least able to get a bit of a shove here.
Yeah, I mean,
shoves a whole wave in there, and oh dear, there's the Impale. Tempered Fate is going to buy a little bit of time, and the Cosmic Binding does come on down. Lucid locks down the kill onto the Leona, as now Beryl is magically journeying his way forward. Shiu trying to get his way back into the game, and Showmaker is going to lock down the kill. DK managed to strike back. Not going to fully help everything, but Double Dragon's going to be nice.
That does mean that the Drake's coming through. Vikla doesn't have his ultimate available, so he doesn't get to join the play. It starts out as an attempt onto Lucid, but it's Beryl, of all people, on the Bard that actually sets up a slowdown of the play, right? Delays it so that the rest of the team can arrive. Will be very Beryl to then just
go ahead and die.
But he doesn't.
Oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire twice
actually happens. And guess what?
It's September, baby.
Both teams hate playing into resist. Like, it's just... Really, I think only she was like, eventually, it doesn't matter, I have a choke ult on my Q.
Yep.
As we take another look here, for me, it's not just that we have the TF here, that's kind of par for the course. It's that not only is Raptor there ahead of Lucid, but they can't even look for the counterplay. So the kill goes over to Diablo.
He still gets it, that's the crazy thing.
And then we look here, as I'm kind of wondering if they knew that something was up. I feel like then Lucid wouldn't walk into the brush, but it's the Bard ultimate. Then Lucid rather goes for the ult, then flashes out, stays alive, and then it's Shiu is actually here. And it's a kind of a flip of what we've seen before, where BNK, you can't go that far forward and contest that aggressively when Vikla can't join.
Yeah.
They made a play out of turn. Now, they do still have a 2k gold deficit. I do still prefer the BNK comp, but what this does mean is that DK got a second dragon, and that means that at least there's a little bit of stuff happening.
And we also have time, right? It's not going to be like Mountain Soul into game over, because BNK still have a whole lot of control. As Shiu trying to keep his turret alive. We'll try and deal with these minions first, but oh god, the Camille, not a whole lot of chances here. It's clear, goes golden. Beryl was unable to lock that one out because the Camille got chauffeured out of the ulti.
Nicely done the Raptor. Yet another pick as this top lane keeps on bleeding, and now BNK, 3.5k gold lead, feeling much better again. As we now have the Herald being started up, we'll see if DK actually want to try and contest anything here. I don't think that they're going to be doing any contesting of this objective. Maybe a look for a cross map onto the TF here, try and get something out of it, but Vikla is positioning very, very defensively, so I don't think he's going to give them the opportunity.
Yep, not happening this time around, as aiming, trying to stand his ground here in this mid lane, but these shock blasts are really starting to hurt. Spear of Sojourn done already here from Clear, wanting to look for his next item pretty soon, you could imagine. Jace 2.5k ahead. As we'll see it once again, Xiu just tries to clear the wave as best he can, and that little drive-by picks him up, takes him on a journey he doesn't want to go, and Beryl can't save the top laner.
And it's the confidence of BNK as well to go for these extremely deep dive. Now mid lane turret is about to fall, and I don't think there's anything that DK rather can do. And really the only thing that they're kind of holding on to is this promise of, oh, are they going to get another one?
Well, they do manage to poke his eye out.
So,
or her eye out, sorry.
Don't get the charge. That's really all that you can say about it. So if you wanna be a believer in like potential Elder flips down the line for fun, DK can afford to give up like 2 to 3 dragons.
Oh, even then it feels really rough with Leona
well,
and
yeah,
Stunner on the enemy team.
Well, yeah, and you have, I'm well aware, Dplus. But we're trying to cope for max rise value.
True.
And I didn't think we would get that in last game.
And we kind of did in the end.
But the biggest difference, obviously, is that when it comes to the performance of the teams in this series, BNK, when they have been ahead, have just closed out games rather cleanly.
Yep.
Which is making me believe that, I think Wolf was the only one that also predicted specifically BNK 3-2, right?
Really?
I'm pretty sure that was the case, yeah.
He has been pretty good. Got very close yesterday as well with his 3-1 prediction.
I'm not Wolf 3-1, okay. So was Dagon then? Dagon!
Ahaha.
You fell this 3-2 DK, with you as well.
Was I? I thought I was 3-1.
I'm a 3-1.
I don't quite remember. I feel like when I was making that prediction was
a different time.
Ago,
it was a different you.
I did kind of expect that this wouldn't be the longest of series, but I was thankfully very wrong on that front.
We've been treated, Dplus.
We certainly have. And I'm pretty sure that BNK should be able to close this one out. With the composition that they've put together, it's feeling somewhat dire for DK.
Oh, they're going to contest.
I mean, this is Rise Group, baby.
Showmaker did just finish his Leandry, so that's a lot of damage available for the Mel.
Yeah. And the Snackle getting some things done here as he clears out the wave quite comfortably.
Also reflected the Shock Blast with his Cube.
Yep.
As we do now have DK with control of the river.
Oh, Raptor driving forward, looking for Beryl. He gets pulled out of his journey, does go back to it, but that is flashed down for Beryl with not a whole lot of investment. Raptor taking a bit of damage here.
Showmaker trying to stack a passive.
Okay, Solar Flare comes on down. Kellen is taken on a wild journey. He'll be going down first. Tempered Fate buys some time as the Death Mark is going to be able to lock him up as Showmaker stacking this overwhelm as much as he can.
She wasn't here yet, by the way.
All right, the curtains have been called as well as Vikla could be in trouble. Diablo was tanking for him as the curtain call does a fair bit of work.
Behind him!
Yep, can he actually find the angle here as Lucid also on a bit of a flank, but aiming has been left for the Wolves. The teleport comes on through, but the Impale picks up the AD carry. Will it matter though is the question as Xiu just puts him in the bin. The Jace is already dead as now Showmaker looking a little worse for wear, but BNK, they're just gonna back off and say it's a 2-2.
Well and truly Rise Group, I thought with that Camille teleport coming in that was gonna be the end of it. But all the credit there to, I think it was Clear and Raptor as we take a look. Going in on Lucid, Kellen, still level 6, goes way too deep in this one. Ends up getting taken down, and I think if we have an earlier teleport, this fight isn't even close. But instead, we see the poke come down from Showmaker. It's the fact that this basically breaks up into 2 big fights, with on one end we have Aiming taking on Diablo, and Diablo serves as bait, by the way. That's what allows Raptor to get on top of Aiming. Aiming thinks he can get the kill, and then Lucy there caught off guard by the burst that comes through from the Ezreal, because if he stays alive, that's Drake.
Yeah.
Instead, he ends up going down, and I think we might get
just do it again, baby! That's what we want to do. As Raptor, he turns up. Magical Journey takes Beryl out of there. Was in a little bit of danger. We still have some buttons on cooldown, waiting especially for this Hextech ultimatum.
So I think DK actually wants slow fights, where Showmaker gets to set up his passive.
Yeah.
Try and do as much damage as possible. Sterix isn't quite done yet for Xiu. He is very weak. Aiming does have a second item done. Look at Diablo as well.
Shock Blast narrowly avoided there by DK. They're doing their best to avoid this as there is the rebuttal. True Shot Barrage goes back.
Poke is hitting.
Yeah. Showmaker now wanting to wait for that cooldown though. Not exactly up for the next little while as Destiny.
Vicla's like, no.
Yeah, no, Vikla not taking any chances at all. As Shio also going to be backing away. That does mean the gate is going to be used by the TF to get himself back here. And Diablo, inside track towards this inner turret, Raptor and Kellen.
Showmaker's in there, doesn't have TP.
Yep, Beryl is going to magically journey away as the Solar Flare going to connect and the Impale, but the Tempered Fate is going to save Shio for at least a moment. He also gets Mikhails as Diablo underneath the turret takes so much damage. I don't even think it was good by DK, but it was pretty amazing that Shio survived.
And all this for, by the way, a first dragon for BNK.
Yeah.
That's all it is, Atlas!
They don't even have it yet. Yeah, no, I agree. With the fans here, it's mainly just, hi, we're on camera.
We're not done, we're not done, we're not done.
Nope.
This is still ongoing. This has been, what, like a 5-minute fight for a dragon?
And Lucid going to face check here as Raptor throws a boulder at him.
Showmaker trying to look for the poke as much as he can find. I think Shiu still doesn't have the FEARX.
As blue buff will be secured here by Lucid.
There was another smite.
Yeah.
Atlas, why is this so intense? Neither team is eliminated!
And also, I mean, BNK should be in a phenomenal position, right? They're 3.7k ahead with a real composition.
Actually, I take that back. They're playing against Bro.
Yeah, no, it's like, this is do or die for DK. If they lose here, it is done.
Okay, so Lucid is going to want to look for the steal, but do note if he dies, Atacon might be on the table.
Yeah.
It's going so low!
It certainly is, as out goes Lucid, but the Solar Flare is going to connect. They want to take the magical journey. He tries to Deathmark to keep himself alive, but Diablo is going to be okay. It picks up a double off the back end. So much damage now missing, as Diablo gets the redemption and a triple kill. And that may have just won BNK the game.
Might be Atacon as well. That was, I think, actually Kellen that was able to get the CC down. They were all trying to get out.
Yeah, that Solar Flare was amazing, as that Impale was not. But still, you can take some pot shots if you would like to, Raptor.
Wait, what, Jin was autoing Skarner? I didn't...
Was he? I don't think so.
No,
I think he was reloading. I think he was reloading.
And the big difference is that they remember down 3 men, by the way.
Solar Flare was so good.
So Beryl did get out because he had clans. No one else did. Summoners have to be used immediately, and without the damage of either Lucid or Showmaker, fights on win.
Showmaker died with ult up.
Yep. I think he tried to get it off towards the end there.
Yeah, he did. It just didn't actually activate.
He didn't have a lot of passive stacks built up either, right? So it wasn't really going to be enough, I think. And now a 6k gold lead here. Sterix has been hit, though, for Shiu, which, you know...
That's something.
That is something.
Don't know whether that something is going to quite be enough here.
I don't think it will be.
Let's see. BNK now looking at an Atacon. As, of course... I mean, that was only first Drake here for BNK. It's not the end of the world, but
little Atacon action.
All right. Well, they're going to start it up. Beryl looking a little worse for wear. There's the Destiny. Solar Flare going to connect onto the Jhin, but Beryl's there to peel. Deadly Flourish comes down to Vikla with the flank angle, wanting to get on top of this Mel. Tempered Fate only lands onto one as now Lucid has found the backline. Can he actually get it done as the Mel does manage to lock down one, and Diablo is dead as well. Shiu, an absolute monster, and now Lucid still has the death mark as the Impale comes through and Vikla is down. DK have found the angle as Raptor slinks his way out. But I don't think DK can do Atacon, so ultimately nothing really changes in the state of the game.
Atacon coming in hot. The hidden MVP of Rise Group, Atlas.
Sometimes the biggest difference between two teams is Atacon or Atacant, and this was on the latter side of things.
As we take a look, I want you to look what happens when Showmaker presses his button, by the way. Because I'm pretty sure, look at that.
Oh my god.
And it sets up perfectly for Shiu and Lucid that at that point have held on to all their cooldowns, are still alive. And it's the stalling of Showmaker Beryl and aiming that sets up this finish. Now Lucid takes too much damage, so as you highlight, they can't actually go, and Raptor gets out as well, which is big.
The problem for BNK is the fact that Shiu is the one that seems to be surviving at the end of these fights.
Look at that.
And that number that he's doing is going to get larger. Yes, 7,000 damage.
Yeah, that was
Showmaker in that fight.
Lucid
Yeah, does manage to avoid the solar flare, but Raptor finds the angle onto Beryl. He magically journeys his way out.
That's a short journey, Atlas.
It was, but it was just where he needed to go, apparently.
He always goes exactly where he needs. Except I've seen Beryl.
He is a wizard.
Journeys.
He is a wizard.
We don't always understand him, but BNK, still the one with map control. I hope that they don't go for Otacon again. 5 seconds until Viklas is ultimate available, and DK need to be so careful in the side lane. BNK on the other end, keep the vision control. I think we just let Otacon, I think it's okay. I don't think we necessarily need to, again, give the great equalizer over.
Or we just group and fight.
Again. Oh, Viklas is ult.
Raptor looking for an angle, does not quite find it as Vikla.
Stop doing that!
Rebutted once again. Deadly Flourish this time to follow up. I mean, they just want the rebuttal cooldown, I guess.
It's a charitable interpretation, Atlas. As I think that Showmaker's third item should be about done. Shadow Flame is there now.
Oh man, starting to do some damage as Vikla misses a cannon. Maybe that is going to be the turning point here.
I do like that after the last game where DK was, what, 8.5k gold up ahead and it didn't really feel like it. We're kind of getting a...
Yeah, I'm feeling like we're at the same point in this game.
And DK did win that game eventually.
Sort of.
Well,
I mean, both teams won the game. DK won it twice, and BNK only won it once, unfortunately.
Well, I've been told by a wise man that the Nexus is the most important gold you can get.
It is true, and that 50 gold did go to DK, and that is why we're here.
My biggest, I think the biggest issue that that DK need to solve is that Vikla, even though he's behind because he's TF, right? So he's not ahead, so he's behind.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how it works, even though the actual gold lead is negligible. It's that DK need to find, this is gone. DK need to find a way to deal with Diablo. That is going to be, I think, their main win condition in the fights, as that's Soul Point.
Yeah, so Otacon for Soul Point is going to be the trade here for BNK.
So if they get Baron
unless they take Baron.
Which they are. That's just gone, I guess. I guess Barrel's going to ult it and stall.
Well, he will at least be able to do that.
Barrel, they're I guess they just... Okay, then it's not... I take it back. It's not worth.
Well, at least he will stall.
Wait, lose it?
Well, Curtain Call is going to come on in. If this is a steal, that would be very funny, but that's Otacon and Baron for Soul Point. Oh, wait, and out of turret. Never mind. Totally even.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Beryl, maybe we just throw that one out as soon as, like, the Otacon is taken and you don't see them on the map contesting your Drake. Sometimes restraint is the right answer. I think sometimes it's not. BNK, though...
I really hope that Showmaker didn't have that Scryer available, by the way.
Well, now we're going to have to see if the wave clear from DK is going to be enough. They're going to try and desperately hold on. I think the gold lead is going to further grow, though, as I think the inners are certain to fall here as BNK.
There are not very many inners left.
That is true, but that just means inhibitor turrets will most likely fall.
Yeah.
I think Mel's wave clear is good, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. We'll see if DK wants to make a final stand here, which is very risky.
Shock blasts starting to come on through here.
This turret is gone.
Yeah, no,
right?
this one we ain't defending, as Aiming was thinking about it back, and Beryl was thinking about the 50% of his life that he just lost.
BNK, if they win the team fight now, they win the series. That is going to be them in the upper bracket against Nongshim. DK trying their best to avoid a fight with Bro.
Yep, Solar Flare is going to miss onto Showmaker here, who's desperately trying to clear out these minions, but it does not work. First inhibitor turret does go down, and now the Destiny is going to get thrown forward. No secrets here for DK, but no real plays being made just yet. Unfortunately, not going to have that rebuttal as Aiming cleanses to get out of the way of Raptor. Deadly Flourish is going to connect. There is the Tempered Fate as well as Vikla dashing forward to try and stop Aiming. The Mel just dives to clear as she looking for the angle, but he does not get it. The inhibitor is going to fall, and now Nexus turret's on the menu. Oh my god, Diablo! Aiming is going to fight until the Shock Blast goes down, and Diablo says, no! We are going to stay in the upper bracket here in the play-ins, and BNK FEARX will find the 3-2 victory over DK against whatever this composition was. They held true, and they managed to take them out in the end, but my god, was it cinema on the way. And that guy playing the Ezreal, by the way, your Rookie of the Year for a reason.
As BNK get the victory over DK here.